Good evening, guys. Hello, hello. It's Rick Worth coming to you from Key West, Florida. I'm going to interrupt our lessons in Matthew, uh, where we landed off with 14 or 15? I think it was 15. Yeah, because one of our listeners mentioned something about something a little further on into the chapters, and it has to do with that's chapter 24, which is going to be the number 6, which has to do with works. All right. Well, we just did a works number, that last one. The 5 and 1, 15, number 15. I'm sure we did it. Yeah, because we're getting ready to do the 7th one, the next chapter. So we're just going to skip over that one real fast, and I know I've done this before, and I believe it's down lower if you want to just click off this here. I've done something similar to this. It's down there. It's got the eagle, it's the picture, it's the video that has the eagle, and it's eating prey, and I think it might be under or around the idea of, praying for the end of times. Because that's where they get this from. Right now, this is 6. This is the 6th chakra, or the 6th rung on the ladder. And yeah, this is right before the day of the Lord. This is talking about tribulations, right? Remember, they always say that you have to go through your tribulation first before you go to the day of the Lord, and then all of a sudden this is rapture. But it's all really the same procedure going on one time. Just going up there one time solves all these problems, okay? But if you're going to be religious and fundamental, this is the story this is going to tell you what happened. What caused this abomination and this desolation. And just what is that? So I went and I found where it was at in Daniel, and found out that the number system works in it too. All right. This book of Daniel, or wherever it is, wherever it comes from. What we have here is chapter 9 verses 27. All right, so we know what the 9 is. A 7, 8, 9. So it's a double 9. So it's about a particular consciousness. This is how you are operating your world. All right, it's and there's only 2 ways of being it. You can be with man, or you can be with God. So let's read on and see what 9 represents in this first part of Daniel's prophecy. Okay, and it says, he shall make a strong covenant with many for 1 week, and in the midst of the week he shall cause the sacrifice and the abomination to cease. And upon the wing of abominations shall come one that maketh desolate, and even unto the full end, and that determined, and even unto the full end, and that determined, shall wrath be poured out upon the desolate. All right, so kind of hacked that up a bit, did I? But what it was saying is it's talking about for 1 week. So he's made a covenant, which it's the 7 days, and that's the 7 days of creation. He's made a covenant, that and in the midst of it, that's on the 6th. That's the 6th chakra. In the midst of it, okay, he's going to cause a sacrifice. And the abomination to cease. So what they're talking about is from your life beginning up until the point that you're doing this meditation procedure, that's been the abomination, right? That's the abomination. How you've been, because you haven't been connected to God. You've been serving the flesh, all this time, and that's the abomination. Okay. And so how does this get set up? It says, and forces shall stand on his part, and they shall profane the sanctuary, even the fortress, and shall take away the continual burnt offering, and they shall set up the abomination that maketh desolate. All right, this is Daniel chapter 11, verses 31. So we're looking at a 2 and a 4. So we're looking at God's creation and this earthly conscious, the earth, number 4. This says that some forces shall stand on his part, and they shall profane the sanctuary, even the fortress, and shall take away the continual burnt offering, and they shall set up the abomination that maketh desolate. So they're going to take away the right side of your brain. They're going to keep you from being able to do this, and whatever way that is possible. And this is what causes the desolation, because you're now serving, if you're going to religion, you're drunk off the wine when they say, you're going to hang out with the drunkards and stuff like that. It's just that you've gone outside, you're hanging out with the outside people, and that's the mankind, and this is what's going to make it desolate. But I see another side to this story. I see the other one, where it says that if there's forces, and forces shall stand on his part. This is you with the power on you going inside. There's forces that stand on your part. The 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 chakra, which is what this whole story is about. That they'll stand. This whole idea of Jesus stood up, and then he sat down and he stood up. This idea of standing up is the straightening up of the backbone. All right, and so what we'll get is that whenever we are making just making fun, or even the fortress shall take away the continual burnt offering, because it's an outside thing. This burning thing is an outside thing. And what we're doing is we're going up and lighting the pineal gland, and that's our fire, and that's our burning thing, and that's what the brimstone is in this idea of the wrath, because they're going to pour that wrath out onto the abomination, and it's to clean it out. It's the whole idea. And see, even Noah is mentioned in here. I believe he is. Let me see if I can remember this or not. I think he did. I've been writing so much. As in the days of Noah, everybody's, marrying and doing this and doing that, until that day happens, and the flood came and took everyone away, But see, we know that this is a good thing. This wrath is a good thing. It's cleaning you out, and it brings you back to yourself and back to your one. It makes you're who if there's thousands of millions and billions of people on earth, and if we all follow God on the outside, how could all of us be the rulers of nations? Some of us will have to be the subordinate, someone would have to be the slave, and all these other guys, but this grants everyone who follows me gets their, so you're just getting back yourself. All right. So what we get from Daniel, which everyone seems to be afraid of, is that, God made this covenant, with us for 7 days. Well, he made another one too with the rainbow, right? And he's not going to destroy you, Come and see me. Come to the gold at the end of the rainbow, The roads are paved with gold and stuff like that. Come see me and take care of stuff, It's not going to destroy the world, And, let's see. So when you finally make it up there, this is when the abomination ceases. All right? This is being judged as a good thing. That's the whole idea. And all of this is your turmoil. If you're looking for the truth, something's bothering you inside. Something is, that's why you're here. All right, and it's the sorrows, and that's what they call the sorrows. And like when you're having a baby, it's gonna suck, but we're having the baby. That's the whole idea, and we're always in travel when it's happening. That's the idea. We're traveling from one old world to a whole new world and a new you. All right. Yes. So, anyways, we also will talk about that because that's also in the number 6. That the sky goes dark. Remember that? Like sackcloth, and the moon doesn't shine no more. Stuff like that. Here's another one here, the third one of Daniel 12:11. All right, so it's chapter 12, verse 11. So that would be, of course, 3 and 2. So something, there's going to be an intervention with us, with you and me, someone. All right. And from that time that the burnt offering shall be taken away, and the abomination that maketh desolate set up, there shall be 1,290 days. And it just stops. So we know that 2 and 1 is a 3, so we're talking about joining together something. And of course, the 11 is a 2. So there's this is the type. There's some kind of beautiful invention here. All right. So what does those numbers add up to? It's 1,290. So we're really we add the 129 together. We get 9, 10, 11, 12. We get 12, and what is 12? The number 3, and that's the whole. This is from the chapter 12. All right. So the code is working even in this Daniel book. All right, it's just beautiful. You'll see that all these stories having to deal with God, and they work together. This is absolutely beautiful. Someone just writing this shit out could never do this. Nope, not at all. I'm copying it right from the book, and it's tough. I might just quit this right now because this other one, I want to go through I wanted to go through the study for Matthew, chapter 24. All right, but I'm going to stop this one now, and I'm going to do this next one. I'm just going to come right out and start doing it. All right, but this is to talk about that idea of it's the left side of the brain that is considered this place that you're going to be standing when you're standing on holy ground. That's when you are inside yourself. You're standing on holy ground. You're on top of that stone standing, right? And you can look and you can just see the abominations, because you can see, if you could see all of your thoughts, sometimes you got some crazy shit going down that would probably look like crap. We do see our thoughts, and a lot of things, I just don't want to see that. But anyways, you'll see that it build up, and you'll see, what is the church giving you? What have you taken on while you've been drinking from this bitch, And you'll see that in your mind, And they're using this idea of seeing because you can't. That's why, you're being gathered up, and you put you dropped all your clothes off, washed yourself clean. When you go up there and you have this little fun time with Jesus and God, this energy inside you, you are in spirit mode, but you consciously went there. And you and your, this buddy, this other side of you, and we're going to call him the witness. That makes 2 witnesses, you and him, because you went there and you sent him. And one day it's going to happen. Just something's going to happen, and that's what's going to be in this book. That's what's going to be in this next chapter. that we talk about, because it's talking about the number 6. Alright? And we call that chapter 24 in Matthew, right? Number 6. Alright. I'll chat with you in a few minutes. Alright? Love you.